Welcome to the Deep Dive by OVTLYR, where we uncover the market's hidden trends and give you the edge you need. Head on over to OVTLYR.com right now to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. Now let's jump right in.
Welcome back for another deep dive. If you're listening, you've probably been following the recent election in Japan.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Big news.
The results have been pretty shocking, to say the least.
For sure.
So we're here to really break down what it all means.
Yeah.
Not just for Japan's political scene, but also for their economy and maybe even the global stage.
Absolutely.
And we've got some expert analysis and predictions to guide us.
It's fascinating, really, to see how this is going to play out. You know, the LDP.
The Liberal Democratic Party.
Yeah, the Liberal Democratic Party. They've had grip on power for decades.
Right.
Decades. And now they've unexpectedly lost their majority in the lower house.
Wow.
This is huge. I mean, we're talking a political earthquake in Japan.
Okay, so earthquake, that's a strong word. I get that the LDP has been dominant.
It has.
But can you paint a picture for me? What does this loss actually mean for Japan's government?
Okay, so in the past, it was pretty much a given single-party rule.
Right.
But now we're probably looking at a coalition government.
Okay.
And historically, Japan's seen two types of coalitions. You've got your majority coalitions, where a few parties team up.
Right.
They hit that magic majority number.
Got it.
And then you've got your minority coalitions.
Yeah.
Where even with alliances, they're still short.
Interesting.
And each type has had its own impact on policymaking.
I bet.
Sometimes it's gridlock.
Makes sense.
Other times, unexpected compromises.
Oh, so not complete chaos.
Not quite.
But definitely a whole new ball game.
Definitely.
New players, new rules.
Absolutely.
And while we wait to see how this coalition shakes out,
Right.
I'm guessing analysts are already trying to predict what this means.
Oh, for sure.
Especially for the economy.
Absolutely. They're all over it.
Right.
Think of them like, what's the word? Political meteorologists.
Right.
Trying to forecast the economic weather
Right.
based on which way the political winds are blowing.
Okay.
Right now, they're thinking the LDP, they might have to give in to a more populist economic package.
To keep everyone happy.
Exactly. To appease those coalition partners.
So what would that look like?
Well, we could see a much stronger focus on social spending.
Okay.
And maybe even tax cuts.
Interesting. So it's like a political bargain.
Yeah, kind of.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah, you could say that. And the impact of all this, you know.
Instability.
Yeah, the political and economic instability. It can be huge.
How so?
Well, we're talking potential job losses.
Oh, right.
Rising costs of living. Just a general sense of uncertainty
Makes sense.
that can affect everything.
Really?
Yeah, every aspect of daily life.
It's a good reminder that even when things are happening far away, they can still have a real impact on us.
They can, and it highlights why it's so important to stay informed.
Not just about the headlines,
No,
but about the real people.
the human stories behind them.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Japan's political future,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to understand that Japan is at a crossroads.
Oh,
These election results, they've created a level of uncertainty
wow.
that we haven't seen in decades.
Right.
It's a new era, potentially,
Of what?
of coalition politics.
Right.
And we're still figuring out what that means.
It's like watching a slow motion earthquake.
That's a great way to put it.
We know things have shifted,
Yeah.
but we're still waiting for those aftershocks.
And those aftershocks, they could be felt far and wide.
Beyond Japan.
Beyond Japan. Absolutely.
We've talked about the global economy,
Right.
regional security, even the lives of everyday Japanese citizens.
It's all connected.
It's complex,
It is.
and the stakes are high.
Very high.
But what can our listeners do with all this information?
Good question.
How can they stay engaged?
I'd say keep seeking out different perspectives.
Okay.
Don't just rely on one source.
Got it.
Think critically about what you're reading
Uh-huh.
and stay curious.
Stay curious.
This is a developing story.
It is. Things are changing all the time.
New developments could pop up any minute.
So it's not just a one-time deep dive.
Right.
It's an ongoing process.
Exactly. And it's an exploration worth taking.
Why is that?
Because understanding what's happening in Japan
Uh-huh.
can help us understand the world better.
I like that.
It can help us navigate the complexities of our world.
Well said. And on that note,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for joining us for this deep dive
My pleasure.
into Japan's political future.
It's been fascinating
We hope you found it insightful.
and thought-provoking.
To our listeners,
Yeah.
We encourage you to keep exploring this topic.
Stay curious, stay informed,
Stay engaged.
and until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Hey, thanks so much for deep diving with us today. Head on over to OVTLYR.com. That's OVTLYR.com to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. And we'll see you next time.